All right, today we're digging into something huge, the fastest growing jobs in India. We're going to break down what these trends tell us about where the world of work is heading for all of us.
So let's start with a really big question, one that's probably on a lot of your minds. What does the career ladder of the future actually look like? Which jobs aren't just growing, but are absolutely exploding in demand right now?
Because let's be real, we are in the middle of a massive, massive shift. The ground is moving right under our feet, and it's all being driven by technology, new ways of doing business, and this global move to a digital-first world. Now, to get a real handle on this, we're using a fantastic guide, LinkedIn's Jobs on the Rise report for India. It gives us a data-backed look at the skills and roles that are going to define professional success for years to come. So, let's see what the numbers are telling us.
The report really boils this whole transformation down into three core connected forces. You can think of them as the pillars holding up this new world of work. First, technology. Second, strategy. And third, security. We're going to go through them one by one.
So first up, Pillar 1, the tech takeover. This is probably the one you see and hear about the most. I'm talking about AI and digital tools, and they are completely rewriting the rulebook in pretty much every industry.
And listen, this isn't some far-off futuristic idea. As the report points out, AI has officially moved from being a niche experiment to being a part of the mainstream. It's being woven right into the fabric of finance, healthcare, entertainment, you name it, it's there.
You want a perfect example of this? The #1 fastest growing job in India is the prompt engineer. Just think about that for a second. A role that barely even existed a couple of years ago is now at the very top of the list. These are the people who are basically teaching AI how to talk, how to create, and how to solve problems for us.
And it's not just about prompt engineering, not by a long shot. The demand is super broad. We're seeing a huge need for AI managers, AI engineers, and the cloud specialists who build the very infrastructure it all runs on. Plus, you've got roles like robotics engineers and data scientists who turn all that raw data into smart business moves. It's crystal clear. Being able to build and use new tech is everything right now. But all this powerful tech, it needs a guide. It needs direction. And that brings us right to our second pillar, strategy. This is all about the human element, the foresight, the leadership you need to actually navigate this new, complex world.
So why is this so critical right now? Well, because we're living in a pretty volatile global economy, right? Companies desperately need people who can see what's coming, who can adapt on the fly, and who can make smart calls when the pressure is on. Technology is the tool, but strategy, that's the wisdom that tells you how to use it.
And you can see this playing out in the job market big time. We're seeing huge demand for strategic advisors, directors of business development, and marketing consultants. But you also have growth managers who are laser-focused on scaling the business and chief revenue officers who connect all the dots between product, marketing, and sales. These are the people who find new opportunities and build brands that last.
And really, this is what strategy is all about. It's a constant balancing act. On one hand, you have these incredible opportunities for growth, but on the other, you've got all these new risks, fierce competition, tricky regulations. And navigating those risks, well, that leads us straight to our final pillar.
Pillar 3 is the security shield, because as everything in our lives and businesses goes digital, protecting our data, our systems, and our customers' trust becomes the absolute foundation for any kind of success.
The report puts it perfectly. It says that as India's digital economy gets bigger, protecting data and trust becomes, and I'm quoting here, non-negotiable. Security isn't just an IT problem anymore. It's a core part of the business itself.
So it should come as no surprise that we're seeing a massive jump in demand for cybersecurity experts, legal advisors, and policy consultants. These folks are the guardians of the digital economy, making sure that all this cool innovation happens responsibly and, legally.
Okay, so let's put it all together. We have our three pillars: technology, strategy, and security. What does this actually mean for you? How do you become one of these future-ready professionals?
The answer, really, is about synthesis. The future doesn't belong to the person who is only a tech genius or only a brilliant strategist. It belongs to the hybrid professional, the person who can stand at the crossroads of all these fields and speak all three languages.
The people who are most in demand are the ones who can blend technical skills with real business sense. They're great communicators who get the ethics behind innovation. And maybe most importantly, they are always learning.
So here's the bottom line. If you take just one thing away from this, let it be this. Adaptability and constantly learning new skills are not just nice-to-haves anymore.
They are the absolute price of admission for having a successful career in the next decade. Period.
The trends are crystal clear, the pillars are set, and these fast-growing jobs are basically a roadmap to where we're all going. The future of work isn't something that's coming. It's being built right now, today. So the only question left is, what are you going to build?